Attorney General Pam Bondi testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee yesterday, resulting in several contentious exchanges with Democrats on the committee. I'm not sure what was accomplished. We'll try and figure that out here. At several points, Bondi launched into personal attacks against many of them when they accused her of deflecting or refusing to answer their questions. Specifically, Democrats asked Bondi about National Guard deployments and immigrant arrests in U.S. cities, President Trump directing prosecutions of his political enemies, including the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey, and files related to Jeffrey Epstein, among other issues.
They are going to transfer Texas National Guard units to the state of Illinois. What's the rationale for that?
Yeah, Chairman, as you shut down the government, you voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here, our law enforcement officers aren't being paid. They're out there working to protect you. I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump.
Why did you publicly claim to have the Epstein client list waiting for your review and then produce nothing relevant to that claim?
If you listen to my entire clip on that, I said I had not reviewed it yet, that it was sitting on my desk.
Who gave the order to flag records related to President Trump?
I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you, Senator.
Eventually, you're going to have to answer for your conduct in this. And you won't do it today, but eventually you will.
Attorney General Bondi, is a simple yes-no question. Do you believe that government officials like Gregor Bovino are obligated to follow applicable court orders, whether they agree with them or not, yes or no?
First, Senator Padilla, you have gone on for over 5 minutes, and I wish that you loved your state of California as much as you hate President Trump. We'd be in really good shape then, because violent crime in California is currently 35% higher than the national average.
I do want to go back to Homan. You know, there's a tape, right, with Mr. Homan? I mean, first of all, is there a tape that has audio and video of the transfer of the $50,000?
You would have to talk to Director Patel about that.
No, I'm talking to you.
I don't know the answer, Senator.
Yeah, you do know the answer to that.
Don't call me a liar.
I didn't call you a liar.
You just said I know the answer. I said I don't know the answer.
Well,
what became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI paid to Mr. Homan in a paper bag, evidently?
Senator, as Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review by the FBI, agents, and DOJ prosecutors. They found no credible evidence of any wrongdoing.
And that was not my question. My question was, what became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI delivered, evidently in a paper bag, to Mr. Homan?
Senator, I'd look at your facts.
I can see I'm not going to get a straight answer from you to a very simple question.
By the FBI agents and the DOJ. They found no credible evidence of wrongdoing. You know, you're very concerned about money and people taking money, and you rail against dark money.
Wait a second.
You work with dark money groups all the time. Senator, I would be more concerned if I were you when you talk about corruption and money, that when you pushed for legislation that would subsidize your wife's company.
The questions here are actually pretty specific. So having you respond with completely irrelevant far-right internet talking points really is not very helpful here.
Did you discuss James Comey with the President of the United States? He was sitting just to your left.
Well, 2 seats down, yes, 2 seats down. And I am not going to discuss any conversations I've had or not have with the President of the United States.
Because the American public is entitled to know.
I think it's valuable that the American people get a sense of what you've refused to answer today. So these are just some of the questions you refused to answer, or have answered with personal attacks on members of this committee. You were asked whether you consulted with career ethics lawyers, as you promised you would do during your nomination hearing, when you approved the president receiving a $400 million gift from the Qataris. You refused to answer that question. You were asked who or what role you may have played or who played the role in asking that Trump's name be flagged in any of the Epstein documents gathered by the FBI? You refused to answer that question. You were asked whether Homan kept the $50,000 bribe money. You refused to answer that question. You were asked whether Homan paid taxes on the $50,000 bribe money. You refused to answer that question. You were asked, did career prosecutors find insufficient evidence to charge James Comey? You refused to answer that question. You were asked, how are military strikes on these boats in the Caribbean legal? And you refused to even answer that question.
You were asked, a law degree,
excuse me. You were asked, did you discuss indicting James Comey with the president? You refused to answer that question. You were asked, did you approve the firing of antitrust lawyers who disagreed with the Hewlett-Packard merger? You refused to answer that question. You were asked whether you support a restoration fund for violent insurrections to attack the Capitol on January 6th. You refused to answer that question. You were asked whether you were firing career professionals, career prosecutors, just because they worked on January 6th investigations. You refused to answer that question. You were asked by my California colleague whether you believe government officials, like immigration officials, have to abide by court orders. You wouldn't even answer that question. This is supposed to be an oversight hearing.
Oversight?
Excuse me, you can attack me after my time is over.
You've attacked all of us, including President Trump, for your entire career.
You can attack me later, and I know you've got plenty of canned attacks. We've heard them all day to day.
Canned attacks on you?
This is supposed to be...
No one needs a canned attack on you.
Regular order, Madam Chair. I'm trying to speak. This is supposed to be an oversight hearing of the Justice Department. And it comes in the wake of an indictment called for by the president of one of his enemies. This is supposed to be an oversight hearing, and it comes in the wake of revelations that a top administration official took $50,000 in a bag.
I mean, there's that, too, the bag thing. I mean, there's a lot of great questions yesterday. Absolutely, someone correct me, zero answers. Zero.
Well,
go ahead, Mike.
I would just say it's in the context of she was speaking to an audience of one, Donald Trump, and she had a very successful day in doing that, I would submit.
In fact, that's the only reason, Mike, that she goes up there. I'm convinced that at some point these cabinet folks are going to stop going to Capitol Hill to testify unless Trump wants them to keep doing it, because she's not having a good time up there. And you're totally right. The only reason they do go is to launch the counterattack.
Yeah.
And Trump loves that. In fact, I was talking recently to somebody who served in the first Trump term. Said, this person got a call after doing one of those hearings. You were great up there. It was fantastic. You really gave it back to them. Oh, my gosh. So you're totally right. That is the only reason they're still going up there, because Trump does watch those clips later and judges them by how hard they attacked.
And that's what they all do. Hegseth has done it. Bobby Kennedy Jr. has done it. And now Attorney General Bondi did it yesterday. It's worth reminding everyone in this moment in our nation's history that the Justice Department is supposed to be independent from the executive branch. It's not an arm of the Oval Office. It's not a tool of the White House. But all we saw yesterday, Jonathan Lemire, was an attorney general who truly would receive a question, look down at her notes based on who the senator was, and launch back with some totally unrelated attack on their record or their character or whatever it was, to defend the president of the United States. And you could tell she was gleeful every time she got to use his name and say, you've attacked Donald Trump, you've been mean to Donald Trump, et cetera, et cetera. That's all she was doing there, not answering questions in an oversight hearing.
No, it's long been a concern of Democrats that the Attorney General acts like the personal lawyer of the President of the United States. Yesterday, the Attorney General seemed to embrace that title and acted like she was the personal lawyer for the President of the United States. I mean, you just went through it. Every single line, canned attack lines, as Senator Schiff said, and just spinning it back. Answered no questions whatsoever, even plain ones, deferring to the FBI director, Kash Patel, about the Tom Homan situation. Well, she's Kash Patel's boss. Yeah. Like, she, of course, has been briefed on this. She, of course, knows the answer in this. She was obstinate, and she didn't want to answer any questions, and leaving a lot, obviously, for Democrats to work with there. But it's also just such a depressing spectacle for all of us. I mean, I think, look,
deflated.
Yeah. I mean, Democrat senators did their jobs. No, I think they did their jobs. I mean, could there have been, we can all criticize whether how they deliver their questions or whether there should have been more charisma involved, but like they did their job and asked pretty substantive questions. And I thought Senator Schiff did a good job outlining the things that she didn't answer. That was a good recap there at the end, and she was unfazed. She didn't participate in what is part of the job. And it's another sign that this presidency, the executive branch, does not think it has a co-equal branch with the legislature or the courts.
Well, the clip that didn't exist because it never happened is the Republicans on the panel asking any skeptical questions about her whatsoever. And that stands in stark contrast to a month ago.
Only Kennedy a little on Epstein. That was it.
But a month ago, when you had Bobby Kennedy up there, he did face a barrage of hostile questions when he was testifying before a different committee, which tells you what the Republicans on the Hill are feeling back home, right? The Kennedy stuff on vaccines and such, it's a little too far. But on the rule of law questions, which in some ways is the most concerning Trump transgression to date, apparently these folks don't hear about it from people at all back home, because if they did, you would have heard at least some pushback besides Epstein.
Right.
From the Republicans.
The Epstein issue is one that's
breaks through on the right.
It breaks through on the right in a big way. Let's bring in MSNBC Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Delaney and the host of Way Too Early, MSNBC senior Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Vitale. Ken, first of all, what should these look like? Although, listen, all of this is on the record. I think it's valuable. I wouldn't stop doing this. And I think it's valuable for any concerned citizen who's interested in these issues to see how the Attorney General answers or does not answer these questions. But what also is the recourse? Because a lot of the members of the panel said you will answer at a later date in a different venue. You will answer. You're not answering now, but you will be answering. How so?
Well, the recourse, Mika, good morning, is for Democrats to win some elections and gain some power back, at least in one branch of Congress, so that they can force some answers or at least force some document production with subpoena power, which they don't have right now. They're essentially powerless, and you saw that on display. I think you guys nailed it in this discussion. This was a depressing, a sad moment for the United States. It was the death knell of congressional oversight for this administration. It was this administration, as you said, thumbing its nose at Congress after thumbing its nose at the judiciary. And, you know, Jonathan talked about the fact that on the rule of law questions, the Republicans are nowhere to be found. That's surprising, because we know that not all of these Republicans are on board with everything that this Justice Department is doing privately. But I think the answer to why that is, it speaks to what happened in another part of the hearing. It's about the right-wing propaganda machine that grinds on and accuses the FBI and the Justice Department of having been weaponized and politicized in the last administration. And you had this bizarre episode where Josh Hawley and other senators, but Josh Hawley in particular, claimed that his phones had been tapped by the FBI, which was a lie. And he's a lawyer, he knows better, based on a document that Charles Grassley released that showed that Jack Smith in his investigation obtained the tolling records of some U.S. senators, Republican U.S. senators, as he was trying to investigate who Donald Trump was calling during the January 6th attacks in an effort to delay the certification. So it was part of his investigation. He made clear in his report why he did it, and he explained that he went to the public integrity section and followed the Justice Department manual. But before regular reporters who cover the beat could even sort all of that out, there were stories all over the right-wing media that said essentially Biden FBI spied on senators. And millions of people believe it, unquestionably, and all the constituents of these senators believe it. And so that's what's propelling, I think, this utter lack of Republican skeptical questions of Pam Bondi as she thumbs her nose at senators and reads from Oppo research and doesn't answer a single question. And just because we broke the Homan story here at MSNBC, I'll just say that of all the questions that she didn't answer, that for me was the most frustrating, because, you know, she can credibly say, I'm not going to discuss my conversations with the president, or I'm not going to discuss a pending criminal investigation. This is closed. There's nothing, there's no reason she can't talk about the Homan matter. There's no reason she can't say whether he took the $50,000, what happened to it, did he keep it, did he pay taxes on it, why was the investigation closed? She could answer those questions, but she is choosing not to, and I think the reasons are obvious to all of us, guys.
And in fact, when she was asked by Senator Mazie Hirono of Hawaii in detail about that $50,000 bag allegedly given to Tom Homan, She said, "Are you a member of Antifa?" was her comeback. She cited some rally where Senator Hirono had been. So she's not only not answering the question, but just turning to whatever her prepared attack was.